First in our news live at 7, setting the record straight. Prime Minister Philip Davis denying reports that the cost of water could increase. Plus, months after discussions began around 150 Bahamian troops being deployed to Haiti, the National Security Minister tells us how far we are from seeing it happen. And the latest on the Sunday afternoon boat ride that ended in an accident, leaving 4 injured. And then in our news at 7:30, a double murder suspect who evaded authorities for 7 years, now behind bars. We have the details. All that and more as Our News Live at 7 starts now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Marlena Leonard, in for Candino Knowles. Prime Minister Philip Davis denying reports that the cost of water supply could increase. The Office of the Prime Minister released a pre-recorded statement of Davis refuting a headline published in today's Tribune that says the Water and Sewerage Corporation asked to put up water prices. The story quoted Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office with responsibility for the corporation, Leon Lundy, as saying no formal decision has been taken on WSC's proposals to increase consumer prices or impose taxes on homeowners with private wells. Lundy released a statement today saying the recommendations mentioned are part of a preliminary report from the Inter-American Development Bank, and these particular recommendations are in the early stages of review. He added no consultations have occurred and there is no plan for immediate implementation. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says his administration has no intention of raising the water rate.
That headline in the Tribune has caused Bahamians to believe that the government has taken some decision to increase water prices. That is absolutely not true. There's no intention of government to raise water rates at any time. Nor will we be taxing wells. In fact, the recommendations have been made many, many years for the taxing of wells dating back to the Pinling administration and increasing of water rate dating back to the Pinling administration. We do not intend to do either, tax wells or raise water rates.
2 men and 2 women remain in hospital after being seriously injured in a boating incident near Pearl Island on Sunday evening. Police say the accident happened after the operator of a pleasure boat made a sudden maneuver to avoid a collision with another boat. This led to the women being thrown to one side of the boat and the men being thrown overboard. The men, ages 39 and 40, sustained life-threatening injuries and were transported to the hospital, where the 40-year-old is in critical condition and the 39-year-old is in stable condition. A 27-year-old woman sustained an injury to her face, while a 28-year-old woman suffered a broken leg. A convicted killer is awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty to manslaughter. Tamiko Dorset initially faced a murder charge in relation to the January 5th beating death of Daryl Ferguson. However, he pleaded guilty to the reduced charge of manslaughter when he appeared before Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson. According to the prosecutor, Yusel Bonaby, Ferguson was beaten to death during a fight that he started. On the day in question, he confronted Dorset at a park on Millers Heights and accused him of stealing his car's battery. Ferguson, who was armed with a 2x4 piece of plywood, struck Dorset, who disarmed him and beat him to death, the court heard. Dorset will learn his fate next month. Despite government's pledge to send Bahamian officers to Haiti, they're still waiting to be deployed. It's leaving many wondering, what's the holdup? Our Joshua Williams has the answer in this report.
Preparations are still underway to send troops to help clamp down on the violence in Haiti. National Security Minister Wayne Munroe gave the update just days after Kenya placed an additional 600 for Haiti. Haiti has been grappling with severe political, social and economic turmoil since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in July 2021. The situation worsened with growing calls for the resignation of President Ariel Henry and the rise of gang violence, leading to a state of emergency in the country. The Bahamas is one of several countries in the region promising troops to be sent to Haiti. When it comes to why they're still waiting to be deployed, Munroe had this to say.
We've committed a contingent of Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marines and officers, and that involvement is still the subject of finalization through the signing of necessary documents and the doing of acts that the security people need to do before any Bahamian will be deployed anywhere.
The Davis administration has made it clear it will help as much as it can. Both Prime Minister Philip Davis and Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell have pledged support over and over. Even former Prime Minister Perry Christie, a member of CARICOM's Eminent Persons Group, has been tasked with helping find solutions to the dire crisis. But why should we send our officers to foreign lands? And why should taxpayers bear the cost? These are questions the public has raised before.
One of their main jobs is to stop migrants from Haiti, right? So if people are leaving Haiti because of instability, and when we catch them, we have to actually house them here and pay millions upon millions upon millions of dollars to house them, and millions upon millions and millions of dollars to repatriate them. You're going to invest taxpayer money in addressing the problems in Haiti.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks, Josh. Well, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Marlene, and a happy Monday evening, everybody. Breezy evening on the outside, temperatures in the mid-80s. We did get up into the 90s once again, and we're starting to see those heat indices in the triple digits. 86 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. As I mentioned, breezy, east-northeast winds at 15 miles per hour, but the feels like temperature is still hanging out in the 90s. 96 is what it feels like on the outside. Right now, it's 83 in Freeport, Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 85s. Allenstown, Bimini, Great Harbor Key in the Berries, Governor's Harbor, Lusra. Over in the Big Yard, Nicholstown, Andros, 86. Here in the capital, 86 as well. Into the Central Bahamas, 86 in Kemps Bay, 84 in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Town, San Salvador, 83. And a pair of 85s in Georgetown, the Exumas, Deadman's Key, Long Island. And down in the southeast Bahamas, 85, Duncantown, Ragged Island, and Matthewtown, Inagua. 84s in Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands, also in Abrahams Bay, and our good neighbors to the southeast, Tricks and Caicos Islands. You have a temperature right now of 86. Sideline radar composite. This is how things are shaping up quite across the area. We have two boundaries that move through the northwest and central Bahamas, well, actually a chain of islands. First one down near the southeast Bahamas, that's a frontal boundary that's been across South Florida for the last couple of days. And then we have a very, very weak boundary that's dropping into our area with some isolated showers along that. That boundary will eventually dissipate. High pressure is building across us, and we're going to look for some nice weather for at least the next 2 days before we watch this system down here. That is potential tropical cyclone number 9, and it's starting to get its act together. We'll tell you more about that later on our forecast. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at the tropics is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, paddlers talk gearing up for the 3rd annual Bahamas Dragon Boat Festival. But first, JJ and the Liberty win their first game in round 1, and Team Bahamas shines at a regional event. These details and more coming up in Our Sports at 7 p.m.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I right you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Shaw, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. 1 game down, 7 more to go. The 2024 WNBA title chase begins in earnest for Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty. Jones finished with 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, and the Liberty took a 1-0 series lead with an 83-69 win over the Atlanta Dream Sunday at the Barclays Center. Jones made her first 3 shots from the field, and the Liberty's hot shooting from the opening tip was the storyline of the game. New York went on a 25-7 run from the 9:05 mark to the 1:34 mark in the first quarter. New York looks to close out the series in Game 2 Tuesday night at Barclays. Tip-off is at 7:30 p.m. Bahamian players continue to flood the minor league pipelines, and the Bahamas Baseball Association hopes that influx of talent leads to stronger representation on the national team level. After their performance at the 4th Caribbean Cup, the Bahamas rose to number 47 in the World Baseball Softball Confederation rankings. The program was previously ranked at number 59. The Bahamas will have another opportunity to move up in the rankings when they host the 6th Caribbean Cup, October 23rd to 28th at the Andre Rogers Stadium.
This is the continuation of 2022, moving into 2024, hosting the 6th Caribbean Cup. The goal of our country is to have a strong showing and a strong finish in this cup.
The Bahamas Archery Federation recently fielded a team to compete at the Caribbean Development Championships in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Team Bahamas earned a total of 15 medals, including 4 gold, 7 silver, and 4 bronze. This year was the largest medal haul for Team Bahamas since the event's inception in 2017. With the regular season winding down, the 30-30 season may be out of reach for Jazz Chisholm, but the 25-25 season is still at play. Chisholm finished 1 for 4 with an RBI and stolen base number 38 in his New York Yankees 7-4 win over the Oakland Athletics Sunday night. He currently has 23 home runs on the season, and the Yankees open up a 6-game homestand tomorrow night. That'll do it for Our Sports at 7. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
Thanks, Ronaldo. Well, the water sports industry has evolved over the years, offering thrill seekers countless ways to enjoy the ocean. But there's a traditional sport that's standing the test of time, making its way from Asia to countries all over the world, including right here in the Bahamas. Our Danielle Miller tells us more.
Dragon boat racing is described as an invigorating water sport, originating from the Pearl River Delta region of China's Guangdong province. The large canoe-like vessels, which showcase elaborately carved dragons' heads and tails, are created to accommodate up to 22-member teams equipped with paddles that synchronize to the beat of the drummer on board. With the sport rapidly gaining popularity, 3 years ago, the Bahamas Chinese Dragon Boat Association was established. Treasurer Angie Au and coach Brent Wong tell us the association was created to bring awareness to the adrenaline-pumping water sport to both locals and visitors.
There's actually an entire dragon boat community around the world that I've heard other competitive athletes, swimmers, track athletes, and things like that, and a number of them are actually here. And there are people who have done multiple sports and they've said nothing feels like this.
Locally, the boats are designed to hold 14 persons consisting of a drummer, a helmsperson, 10 paddlers, and 2 persons in reserve. Brent Wong says that as teams practice, it's more than just fun on the water, but a training ground and a team-building experience.
It starts off with an orientation of the commands that you will hear within the boat. It also starts with a capsize drill. There are some very basic safety procedures that people learn, and the whole idea is for people to grasp one concept. Firstly, there's one captain, so that's one command to be following, one person to be following. The second thing is that this is a team sport, so it doesn't actually matter as much what you can do individually. What matters is what you can do collectively, because that's what the boat knows.
The annual Dragon Boat Festival is scheduled for October 12th through 13th, 2024. Stay tuned to the news team you trust as we bring you more information on this high-powered sport and updates about the festival. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Israel launches intensive airstrikes in southern Lebanon, and Kenya's president in Haiti over the weekend, where he discusses an ongoing security mission. We have the details when Our News returns.
Mamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Sky Pods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The Israeli army launched intensive airstrikes in southern Lebanon today, marking the heaviest bombardment since the onset of hostilities last October. Fighter jets hit several areas in southwestern and southeastern Lebanon. Lebanon says nearly 200 have been killed as Israel deepens strikes on Hezbollah sites. The attack came days after at least 37 people were killed and over 3,000 others injured in two waves of wireless communication device explosions across Lebanon. And at least 4 people were killed and dozens injured in a mass shooting in Birmingham, Alabama on Sunday night. The incident occurred around 11 p.m. in the 5 Points South Entertainment District. Responding officers found multiple victims on the scene, including 3 who were pronounced dead, while a 4th died at a hospital, according to local media. Authorities believe multiple shooters were involved and no arrests have been made yet. Birmingham Police Chief Scott Thurman says police are investigating it as a possible hit.
A lot of things still developing. We believe that approximately over 100 shell casings were collected, along with numerous other pieces of evidence. We're currently reviewing video surveillance and other things. We believe the individual that was targeted is among the deceased. We believe that there was a hit, if you will, on that particular person, as far as, someone was willing to pay money to have that person killed. We just have that information from some of the information we've learned in the last few hours of investigation. I mean, that could change, but that's where we're at right now.
Kenyan President William Ruto says he's open to Kenya's anti-gang fighting mission in the country being converted into a UN peacekeeping operation. The mandate of the mission, first approved by the United Nations Security Council for 12 months, is set to expire at the start of October. The 15-member council is due to vote on September 30th on the mandate renewal. Ruto visited violence-plagued Haiti over the weekend to assess the progress of the multinational security support mission.
Subsequent to the United Nations Security Council providing the necessary mandate. And I'm very happy that today I have arrived in this city and the multinational security support mission is on its 100-day presence. On the suggestion to transit this into a fully UN peacekeeping mission, we have absolutely no problem if that is the direction the UN Security Council wants to take.
Still to come in Our News, Today in History. Find out interesting facts about the day that was September 23rd. And then in Our News at 7:30, members of the Grand Bahama business community share their thoughts on the possible sale of the Freeport Hotel. And Hacked. The singing bishop speaks out after being targeted by online scammers. That's coming up when Our News returns.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussion. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring their
On this day in Bahamian history, on the 23rd of September 1913, Stafford Loftus Sands was born in Nassau, Bahamas. Sands was a Bahamian businessman, lawyer, and politician. During the 1940s to 1960s, he was a leading figure in modernizing the economy, focusing heavily on tourism and financial services industries. Sands was first elected to the House of Assembly in the 1937 by-election, representing Nassau City. In 1956, he helped to found the Christian Democratic Party, which was renamed the United Bahamas Party in 1958. This party was made up mainly of the white oligarchy of the country known as the Bay Street Boys. Following the UBP's defeat in the 1967 elections, he left the Bahamas to live in Spain. Sands died in London, England on January 25, 1972 at the age of 59. Posthumously, his image was placed on the Bahamian $10 bill. Fast forward to 2013, that's when a deadly blaze ripped through a Miami street home, killing 6 people. The fire broke out around 2 that morning, ripping through the small 4-room wooden home. The 6 people who died were carried away on stretchers to the sound of mourning family members and neighbors. The youngest victim was just 6 years old.
They grew with me. And every time my sister has a baby, I always be right there at the scene. And I took care of those children from they come big grown man and woman. They all know how to marry. And I did the very best I can. I'm so sorry, too, that I was unable to get here this morning when I heard the news. But all I could say that the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Then in 2021, the Free National Movement announced they would hold a convention to vote in a new party leader. The announcement came after the FNM was handed a crushing defeat at the polls on September 16, 2021. The party also announced Dr. Minnis would be stepping down as leader of the party, and all leadership posts would be up for grabs. It was the first convention for the party since 2016. September 27th is World Tourism Day, celebrated by the United Nations World Tourism Organization for the past 44 years. In an exclusive interview with the Director General of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, we talk about the significance of the day and the ministry's efforts to keep young Bahamians interested in the tourism sector.
It was 1980 when the United Nations announced that September 27th of every year would be celebrated as World Tourism Day. And the focus this year is tourism and peace, obviously because of what's going on worldwide.
This year's initiatives kicked off last week Thursday with a Family Island leadership retreat in Exuma. Now the Director General says a major focus is keeping a pipeline of young Bahamians interested in the sector and understanding how the industry works.
So today, moments ago, I was at the Nassau Cruise Port with a group of students from the University of the Bahamas. And so throughout the rest of this particular week, team members will be dispatched or will go across the different islands, schools, primary, high, university, just sharing and highlighting tourism opportunities in this space and why it's so important and why it's everyone's business.
We asked the Director General for one thing she wants young Bahamians to know about the tourism sector.
When we think about tourism, we generally lean in on the hospitality side, which is very important. But then you can also be a lawyer working for a hospitality industry company. So there are entry-level positions that are available. There are mid-level, executive level. Look at Sandy Sands. You know, he's a typical example. He's a very senior executive, the bedrock and the foundation of the sector, and he continues to be strong, and especially leading from an advocacy perspective with the BHTA. So there are a lot of opportunities. Sometimes we think entry level, but it's entry and beyond.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard. To watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That does it for Our News at 7. Joining us now is our Megan Shepherd with the latest headlines. Megan?
Thanks so much, Marlena. Happy Monday, start of the work week. Awesome.
Here we are again.
Again. What a joy, what a joy. Well, coming up tonight, a former fugitive faces murder charges. Plus, a popular pastor falls victim to a cybercrime. And plans are announced for a jump canoe in West Grand Bahama. Here are your headlines. Coming up tonight, bail denied. After 7 years on the run, a double murder suspect is now behind bars for the shooting death of a 23-year-old man and an 8-year-old boy. Plus, mom's the word. The National Security Minister says he can't confirm updates on the investigation into the former chief of the CID. And then a popular preacher falls victim to a cybercrime on Saturday. We have the details on the matter impacting a community in need. And later, a powerful give back in the Bain and Grantstown community. The women of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority commemorating the 61st anniversary of their charter day through service. These stories and more coming up.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel,
Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, INTI redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.4.
Welcome to our news and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Megan Shepard. A double murder suspect who evaded authorities for 7 years is now behind bars. 32-year-old Perry Pickering, who was deported from Florida last week, is charged with the September 15th, 2017 murders of 23-year-old Dennis Moss and 8-year-old Eugene Woodside Jr. The schoolboy was killed by a stray bullet while doing his homework in his wooden home. Prosecutors allege that a gunman alleged to be Pickering was shooting at Moss when Woodside was killed. Lloyd Minnis, who allegedly served as Pickering's getaway driver, was charged in 2017 and is still awaiting trial. Pickering did not have to enter pleas to the charges when he stood before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley today. Bail was denied and Pickering is due back in court on December 12th to receive a voluntary bill of indictment papers. National Security Minister Wayne Monroe remaining tight-lipped on that investigation into former Criminal Investigations Department Head Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson. This comes after Commissioner Clayton Fernander confirmed senior officials from the United Kingdom's National Crime Agency are personally overseeing investigations into the leaked voice notes of a conversation allegedly between CID Chief Michael Johnson, a lawyer, and 2 murder suspects, Michael Fox Jr. and Tino Smith. But it's been nearly 2 months since that announcement. When asked if foreign investigators came, Monroe had this to say.
I'm not involved in the investigation, and so I can't confirm any aspects of it. It is being run by the Security and Intelligence Branch. They have had support, as they indicated, from the U.S. in technical matters, and I know that they're having support from the U.K. as well. But they are driving the investigation.
Over a lack of communication on the status of the investigation. A press release issued from Police Commissioner Clayton Fernander stated there would be no further updates on the matter. Last week, Fernander appeared on a local talk show promising the investigation would be wrapped up by the end of the year. When asked if he believed the findings of the investigation would be made public, the National Security Minister said,
I don't know. I'm not involved in the investigation. If there are outcomes that result in criminal implications, then that fact will be made public as people go to court. If there are implications that do not relate to that, that would be a matter that the Office of the Attorney General, as the Crown's lawyers, would advise on.
Police are investigating a drowning incident that claimed the life of an Andros man over the weekend. It happened around 3 p.m. on Sunday, according to investigators. Police said the man was found unresponsive on the shoreline of a beach in the Low Sound settlement. Medics were called, but they found no signs of life. Police say an autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. Meantime, a well-known spiritual leader who's known just as much for going viral for his push to give back to the community has fallen victim to a cybercrime. Now he's warning others about the crime that's left him feeling shaken up and vulnerable. Devardo Emmanuel reports.
So he asked me if I have a WhatsApp. I say yes. So he said he's going to send a number on the WhatsApp. As I was driving, I could only peep. So Sammy, the keyboard player, he was telling him whatever to do, just punching these numbers. And so as he punched in these numbers, less than a minute time, probably my WhatsApp was gone.
That's popular preacher Bishop Lawrence Roll, recalling the moment he fell victim to a cybercrime on Saturday. Since then, he says his life has been turned upside down. The incident sparking concern among both his congregation and the wider public. Bishop Rolls, who run a popular feeding program at a church on 2nd Street in the Grove, says hackers has been sending scores of messages to people on his contact list, asking them for money.
Even a while ago, somebody just called me and, let me know they just called somebody this person wanted $1,000 and the person acting like it's me, but what people recognize, when you make him mad, they talk with him. So he exchanging words with people. Like he's so bold and he's so biggity. Exchanging words with the people and letting people know he's Bishop Lawrence Roll and it's not me.
Roll says what makes matters even worse is that the hackers are contacting donors.
This WhatsApp page fed a lot of people. They're my real supporters that support, because I can't feed no 1,000 people a week. My little police salary, Lord of mercy, I wouldn't even say no more on that.
Now Roll, who is also a police reservist, says he reported the matters to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Although his phone was compromised, he is hoping it doesn't impact people's willingness to donate to his ministry. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvardo Emmanuel.
Thanks so much for that, Delvardo. Well, as the sale of the Grand Lucayne Resort looms, many are wondering who are the potential buyers. Local residents believe that this sale could play a crucial role in revitalizing the island's economy. In this report, we hear from members of the business community who share their thoughts on what they think an ideal sale arrangement should look like. Italia Hall has more.
The Grand Lucayne Resort has been a centerpiece of the island of Grand Bahama for decades, and talks about its upcoming sale has sparked interest among the community. Prime Minister Philip Davis announcing last week government is in talks with a prospective buyer for the hotel, and the deal is expected to be finalized soon. Many residents are optimistic, believing a new owner could breathe fresh life into the island's economy. However, some remain skeptical, recalling past attempts by previous governments and the current government to sell the mega resort, all of which ultimately fell through. Architect Charles Moss resides on the Northern Island and has high hopes for who the potential buyers may be.
I just heard it's a billionaire that flew in on his jet and flew back out. There are all sort of rumors about they're going to knock down everything. I'm an architect. I don't think that's the approach.
For business owner of the Seafood Hub, Nikita Pratt, she's optimistic about the potential sale as well, as she says money will flow through the economy once the project is up and running.
So I see this as an opportunity for people to come back home, most definitely, because jobs will be available, for them to have.
Business owner Richard Harvey is also weighing in, saying he's hopeful that the sale will be finalized soon.
I believe that, anytime an announcement as such is made, I believe that there has to be some validity to it. And once we can have that hotel sold, then the increase of air arrival and sea arrival and tourists on our island will then begin to transcend the entire island.
Another Grand Bahamian businessman, Pastor Glenroy Bethel, says if the deal goes through, it will be good for the community.
We should continue praying and asking God to make sure, help us in a way that this sale for our Lucaya can come true. And if it does, it would be great for us.
Well, as we await more details on potential buyers, one thing is clear. The sale of the Grand Lucayne Resort is not just a financial transaction, but pivotal for the business community on the island. Reporting for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
Well, we're all waiting for some good news. Thanks so much for that, Italia. Nice weather conditions in the capital today, but will it continue into the week? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and a happy Monday evening, everybody. A very warm day around the islands. Temperatures getting into the 90s. We are into the mid-80s right now. 86 degrees is what it's feeling like. Well, actually, that's the actual temperature. Few clouds. It is breezy, east-northeast winds at 15 miles per hour, but the feels like temperature is feeling still very warm. 96 degrees is what it feels like on the outside. Satellite radar composite, quiet across the area. Two boundaries that has been moving through the island chain. One down near the southeast Bahamas. That's an old frontal boundary that was up across Florida the last couple of days. And then we have a very weak one that's dropping into the northwest Bahamas as we speak. A couple isolated showers associated with that. But first one, down in the southeast Bahamas, will exit the area. Second one will dissipate. And then we will be watching for moisture coming from the Caribbean. Potential tropical cyclone number 9 is headed into the Gulf. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast and the tropics still to come.
Still to come on Our News, an historic move for John Canoe in Grand Bahama. Officials say the New Year's Day John Canoe Parade will now be recognized on a holiday weekend. We'll tell you which one. Plus, advancing national efforts to reduce firearms coming into the country. Stakeholders from across the region and United Nations convene to strategize. The details coming up right after this break.
INTI Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, INTI redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. INTI is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as INTI Corporation shines brighter than ever. INTI Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
For the first time in history, the senior New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade in Grand Bahama will shift to coincide with the Majority Rule holiday weekend, set for January 9th, 2025. Junkanoo officials believe this strategic move will positively impact the local economy by attracting both international and domestic visitors to the island. Additionally, 2 parades will be held. The senior Junkanoo Parade, titled Pine Yard Rush in Freeport on January 9th, while a separate parade will take place in West End on January 1st, 2025. The route for the Freeport Parade will change from Pioneers Way to Explorers Way. The plans announced during a press conference by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture in Freeport this morning, where groups also received their annual seed funding. Culture Minister Mario Boleg explaining the rationale behind this year's date changes.
Last year we had to get Western Air to put on 2 charters just to get a few Junkanoos over here just to rush in Grand Bahama Junkanoo. So I said, imagine if we change the date. We will need much more plane to come from New Providence and the other family islands, and much more Grand Bahamians to come home and celebrate and be a part of the Junkanoo here on Grand Bahama. And so we thought it was fitting to change the date to the 9th.
I'm looking forward to the new date for the senior parade because I believe it is a wonderful complement to the January 10th Majority Rule Day holiday. Majority Rule Day commemorates a historic event in our nation that empowered Bahamians.
Now the public is encouraged to also attend the People's Rush Parade in West End after New Year's church services, as Junkanoo groups will battle for various titles such as Best Banner, Music and Choreographed Section. West Grand Bahama and Bimini Member of Parliament Kingsley Smith.
We will give you a treat in this rush out on January 1st, bringing Junkanoo back to the streets of West End. That's something where I knew when I was growing up. Junkanoo originally performing down in West End. And so as we will stick with that.
Advancing national efforts to reduce firearms coming into the country. That is the focus this week at the Bahamas Interinstitutional Roundtable meetings of the Caribbean Firearms Roadmap. Stakeholders from across the region and United Nations gathering at police headquarters Monday morning, where they opened the 3-day conference. Present was Director for the United Nations Regional Center for Peace, Disarmament and Development in Latin America and the Caribbean, Soledad Urella. Urella explains why discussions like these are so important.
Through the discussion of each one of the roadmap's goals, targets, and priority actions, the Bahamas will be able to address the chain of firearms trafficking from multiple angles, promoting a common approach in future initiatives as well as a common framework to track progress collaboratively.
Also bringing remarks was United States Chargé d'Affaires Kimberly Furnish. She says the Bahamas has the full support from our neighbors to the north when it comes to tackling gun trafficking.
We recognize the danger firearms pose to citizen safety, especially when they fuel organized crime. We are proud to join you in these important initiatives to stop firearms trafficking in the Caribbean. By drafting and ratifying the National Action Plan, it is crucial to support these initiatives. We know you will continue to dedicate your efforts and expertise to this task.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break, corporate citizens on a mission to give back. A local pest company continuing their efforts to assist businesses in need. But first,
coming up in sports, JJ and the Liberty take Game 1, and Bahamian Archery is on target. Get it? On target.
What you doing here?
I dig in the well to connect to the house of building for me and Mavis.
Why you just don't call water and sewage?
Call them for what?
To get your city water. You don't have to worry about your water cutting off and the power cut off. And your water's clean and safe, free from coliform bacteria.
Cauliflower what?
Call us at 302-5500 to make the switch from well water to city water for a more fresh, reliable water supply for you and your family.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, presents the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Shaw, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Skypods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I right here on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. 1 game down, 7 more to go. The 2024 WNBA title chase begins in earnest for Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty. Jones finished with 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, and the Liberty took a 1-0 series lead with an 83-69 win over the Atlanta Dream Sunday at the Barclays Center. Jones made her first 3 shots from the field, and the Liberty's hot shooting from the opening tip was the storyline of the game. New York went on a 25-7 run from the 9:05 mark to the 1:34 mark in the first quarter. They also made 73% of their shot attempts in the quarter, setting a new franchise record for highest field goal percentage of a playoff game all time. It wasn't until the 2:33 mark when they actually missed their first shot from the field, and according to the Elias Sports Bureau, they set a WNBA record for the longest stretch of game time without a missed field goal or free throw to start a postseason game in WNBA history. New York looks to close out the series in Game 2 Tuesday night at Barclays. Tip-off is at 7:30 p.m. Bahamian players continue to flood the minor league pipelines, and the Bahamas Baseball Association hopes that influx of talent leads to stronger representation on the national team level. After their performance at the 4th Caribbean Cup, the Bahamas rose to number 47 in the World Baseball Softball Confederation rankings. The program was previously ranked at number 59. Bahamian players have previously represented Great Britain for 3 qualification cycles at the World Baseball Classic. For Team Bahamas to have its own team, the country has to progress in the rankings and earn an invitation in the region.
Many times, many of you see at the World Baseball Classic, all of our ball players represent who? Great Britain. This is the only one way we can change that. We have to raise the ranking of the country. World Baseball Softball Confederation will not give this country any consideration because we do not play at the highest level.
The Bahamas will have another opportunity to move up in the rankings when they host the 6th Caribbean Cup, October 23rd to 28th at the Andre Rogers Stadium. The Bahamas Archery Federation recently fielded a team to compete at the Caribbean Development Championships in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Team Bahamas earned a total of 15 medals, including 4 gold, 7 silver, and 4 bronze. This year was the largest medal haul for Team Bahamas since the event's inception in 2017. With the regular season winding down, the 30-30 season may be out of reach for Jazz Chisholm, but the 25-25 season is still at play. Chisholm finished 1 for 4 with an RBI and stolen base number 38 in his New York Yankees 7-4 win over the Oakland Athletics Sunday night. He currently has 23 home runs on the season, and the Yankees open up a 6-game homestand tomorrow night, 3 games against the Baltimore Orioles and 3 games against the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the season, Chisholm is batting .257 with 69 RBI, the aforementioned 38 stolen bases, and the 23 home runs, all career highs. Of those numbers, 10 home runs, 16 stolen bases, and 19 RBI have come in his 41 games as a Yankee. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. There's a lot going on in New York right now for Bahamian athletes. WNBA, the MLB. There's nothing going on in Miami right now for Bahamian football fans. Absolutely nothing. Unless you're a Hurricanes fan. Anyway, back to the studio.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, it's all about giving back. 2 separate entities stepping up to the plate to touch the lives of hundreds of residents. We'll tell you how. Plus, Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended weather forecast. Stick with us.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Shaw, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Skypods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
My name is Troy Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentleman that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed.
Welcome back. We are tracking two systems in the tropics. We have potential tropical cyclone number 9 that's getting its act together in the Gulf of Mexico, actually Southwest Caribbean, pardon me. We'll be moving to the Gulf of Mexico, and we're also watching an area that came off of Africa over the last 24 hours. That system has a medium to high chance for formation. It will continue its trek towards the west-northwest. Just near the Cabo Verde Islands, disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with that system. We will continue, as I mentioned, to watch that one. But we are going to concentrate on potential tropical cyclone number 9, which is in the southwestern Caribbean. It's going to continue to be moving towards the west-northwest and then eventually northwest, threading the needle between the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba, moving into the Gulf of Mexico. But some of the models, we are going to continue to watch this one very closely. Could take this a little more towards the east, and if that does happen, we could see an increase in some showers and thunderstorms across the area, and some of the other models are taking it further west, and if that happens, it will stay away from us. But winds and some cloudiness associated with the system will continue to affect the Cuban area tonight through tomorrow, and eventually some of that will be moving into the Bahamas. But in the meantime, high pressure is dominating our weather, and that will continue to keep us rather quiet for the next day or two before we start to see some increase in moisture associated with potential tropical cyclone 9, and that will happen sometime by midweek. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with the first boundary slipping into the northwest Bahamas, really falling apart. High pressure staying in charge, and that will continue through Tuesday. But here comes some moisture with that potential tropical cyclone. Some of that will be moving into the Bahamas by Wednesday into Thursday. And of course, we could see some showers and isolated thunderstorms with that. Boating forecast for all areas tonight to tomorrow. We're asking you to exercise some caution in the Atlantic waters. East to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet, but building up to 5 feet in the Atlantic exposures. Low tide is at 7:23 tonight. High tide at 1:12 in the morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we will be quiet through tomorrow. Wednesday, we see the increase in some moisture with that potential tropical cyclone. And if it does continue to strengthen, we could see some increase in moisture for the balance of the week. Showers and thunderstorms will be in the forecast. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
Thanks so much, Greg. Well, Struckham Commercial Pest Services strikes again as they continue their charitable work throughout the community. As a part of its mandate to give back to the community, the extermination company offered fumigation services to the Salvation Army on Meadow Street free of charge. Spearheading this initiative is the company's president, Gavin Strawn.
So this is a structure where they use to house a lot of the expats that come in town. A few months ago, we came in and we realized the structure had drywood termites, so we wished to assist them. So we decided to tent fumigate the building at no cost to them.
Now, this isn't the first time the company is giving back, and according to Strawn, they're not stopping anytime soon.
It's important to be a responsible corporate citizen and give back, because the more we get, the more we feel we should give. The last initiative we completed was Adventure Learning Center, and anytime we go to a client that we think needs our assistance and we can help, not just structural fumigation, whether it be give back of food or clothing, we try to assist as quickly as possible.
And this past Saturday, the Bain and Grandstown community was flooded with the sight of women dressed in pink and green. The community takeover, a part of Alpha Kappa Alpha's Eta Psi Omega commemoration of the 61st anniversary of their charter day. President Felicia Larimore Ferguson tells us more.
Every year, as part of our charter day and any part of our community efforts, service is what we do. So we serve in each community of the Bahamas and also our extended islands of the Bahamas. So this is what we do as a community, and also service to all mankind as a part of our sorority efforts.
An Army's shelter in Grandstown to prep 250 of what they call Power Pack bags, filled with dozens of nutritious items like granola bars, pretzels, and breakfast items. Once all complete, it was a priority for the women to mobilize into the community rather than have residents come to them.
We just don't want to be centered just at one station. We want to go in and see our community persons and also let them know that we are here to serve you, whatever we do, not just at one location, but again, to walk out into the community so we can reach each one, and then they can see us being a part of the community as well.
Awesome initiative by both entities. We thank you so much for joining us for Our News Tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Until then, have a safe and wonderful evening.